Okay, we're here at the 2012 England Athletics National Awards Evening and Hall of Fame celebration. Particularly special event in our annual calendar as we recognise the efforts of those volunteers who make our sport tick and make it so effective. Particularly important in 2012 given the Olympic and the Paralympic Games. And also the second part of the evening is about recognising our history and heritage, which we're so proud to be part of within England Athletics and which follows the traditions and trends that were set by the 3As before us. We're absolutely delighted to recognise those people who have made our sport so special. We'll also be inducting a number of celebrities, as I call them, and legends of the sport into our England Athletics Hall of Fame, which started first in 2008.
And please welcome back onto the stage Robbie Grabars and Hannah Cockcroft.
Coming in because no one had heard of me, it made it a little bit easier for me, I think, but still, I put more pressure on myself than anyone will ever put on me, so for me it was dealing with my pressure on me than anything else and getting too excited, really.
But you know, two Paralympic gold medals, first Paralympic Games, home games, I mean, you can't ask for anything more than that, so I was happy, and it is just the most incredible feeling, sat on the podium with like 80,000 people singing the national anthem with you.
But now I'd like to welcome onto the stage the Chief Executive of England Athletics to formally open this evening's proceedings, Chris Jones.
We are absolutely nothing, however, without the volunteers that make this sport tick. I say it numerous times, I said it at our AGM today to numerous club representatives, without the volunteers who make this sport operate, the club coaches, the officials, the team managers, the secretaries, the chairs, we would be absolutely nothing as a sport. Our job within England Athletics is to get as many resources as we possibly can and get it down to that front line.
And the winner is Tony Shaw.
The winner is Kay Reynolds.
The winner of Services to Athletics is Keith May.
Well, the second part of our evening tonight is the England Athletics Hall of Fame. Welcome onto the stage the grandson of FAM Webster, Michael Webster.
Just saying how remarkable it is. My grandfather died in 1949 at the very young age of 62 and had achieved so much, including the Loughborough, I think, is probably his greatest contribution.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome onto the stage to collect the induction, Don's daughter. Please welcome Lisa Tomlin. Gentlemen, welcome onto the stage, Dave Moorcroft.
I was relatively inexperienced at 5,000 and had no idea of the lap times. And it was only when I got to the bell and I saw the clock and it said 12 minutes 1 or something. So all the way around the last lap, I knew I was going to break the world record, and part of me was kind of concentrating, but the other part was going, yippee, you're going to break the world record.
Please welcome onto the stage, Tessa Sanderson.
I think that I'd prepared really well that year, and I think, I was so focused in that competition that had someone come through and throw it a little bit further, I think inside I was ready to fight. I wanted that medal so badly.
Best known as the man who taught David Hemery to hurdle, Fred Housden was not only one of the country's finest ever coaches, but someone who gave so much to the country in many ways. During the First World War, he served as a major in the Royal Field Artillery and was awarded the Military Cross. 3 years after the war, in 1921, he represented England in the 110-metre hurdles and long jump, but it was the pole vault at which he achieved his best results. He placed second twice in the 3A's championships. His personal best at the time was 3 metres and 50, and the British record only stood at 3 metres and 61. He enjoyed a very long career as a pole vaulter. HOUSDEN, though, was a mathematics teacher at Harrow School and for many years, and in 1949 he was awarded the OBE for services to the Imperial Cadet Association. And he was heavily involved with experiments involving women's hurdle heights and distances, which eventually led to the 80-metre hurdles being superseded by the 100-metre hurdles. Already a long-serving and successful coach, he was well into his 70s when David Hemery was introduced to him. And interviewed shortly after his 1968 Olympic 400-metre hurdle triumph, Hemery stated, "Fred Housden is the man who taught me how to hurdle." Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome onto the stage David Hemery.
And he was absolutely superb at being able to read an athlete and pick on one thing at a time and have the patience to correct that and then move on to the next one. He had a camera for an eye.
Now our next inductee, an expert in every track and field event and always willing to offer advice, WILF PAISH was one of England's most versatile and helpful coaches. The much-loved and respected coach passed away in 2010, aged 77, and continued to advise athletes, though, during his final years when he was beset with ill health. Nor did he stop preaching his ideas through the written word as a prolific writer. He was one of Athletics Weekly's most regular and generous contributors, again, even in his latter years. At the sharp end of sport, he coached Tessa Sanderson to the Olympic title in 1984. He also coached middle distance legends Peter Elliott and former javelin thrower Mick Hill. Yet he did not restrict himself to coaching top athletes. He was just as active at grassroots level, spreading his advice to thousands of young athletes. Born in Gloucestershire, he trained at Carnegie College in Leeds, an institution he developed lifelong links with. During his long career, he was Great Britain team coach. He was the head Olympic coach in South Africa, and in recent years, he was honoured for his achievements, including being awarded the MBE in 2005 for services to athletics, and in 2008, he was given a standing ovation when honoured with a Lifetime Achievement Award at these England Athletic Awards. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome onto the stage Margaret Paish and Tessa Sanderson. Did you feel over all those years, with so much that WILF did involved in athletics, that you were married to WILF and track and field?
Not really, because WILF was very much a family man. Our family, yes, we missed him when he was away on trips, but also there was his athletics family, and he was as proud as anything of that.
Unfortunately, Sir Chris could not be with us here this evening, but we did manage to catch up with him before tonight to make our formal presentation.
Well, thank you very much indeed. I'm so sorry that I can't actually be with you tonight, but I am deeply honoured to have had this award and to be a part of the Hall of Fame. I do realise that athletics has brought me over my lifetime an enormous amount of pleasure, and I hope that the Hall of Fame will persuade other younger people to give it a go too.
MAREA HARTMAN rose to become the most powerful figure in British women's athletics. She was good but not an outstanding sprinter while reading economics at the University of London just before the war. She was a member of the celebrated Spartan Ladies Club and represented Surrey. After the war, which claimed the life of her RAF fiancé, she turned her attention to the running of the sport. She started off in 1945 as honorary treasurer of the Spartan Ladies, and early in 1950, aged just 29, she was elected the honourable treasurer of the national governing body, the Women's 3As. She gradually became one of the most influential administrators, and in 1958, she was women's team captain at the European Championships, and she would remain the British team manager for another 20 years, spanning one of the sport's most successful periods. She went on to chair the IAAF Women's Commission for 13 years, during which time she was the driving force in expanding the programme of events for women, became Honourable Treasurer and later Chairman of the British Amateur Athletic Board, and after the Women's 3As finally amalgamated with the men in 1991, she was elected as the first female President of the 3As of England. But MAREA was at her happiest in the midst of those she called My Girls. As she once remarked in the 1970s, "I don't want to be sentimental, but I have a vast, continually changing family of youngsters who keep me feeling young." Please welcome onto the stage to receive this induction trophy, Olympic legend Mary Peters, alongside Maria's nephew, Douglas Fielding.
My abiding memories of Maria are walking into her flat, or trying to walk into her flat, over piles and piles of athletic papers, boxes of medals, tracksuits. I mean, the plethora of awards from all over the world, cups and everything. Family, she loved us all, we loved her. She never stopped. She never stopped.
Douglas Lowe was just 18 and the reigning public schools half-mile champion. Yet 4 years later, he would succeed Hill as the Olympic 800-metre champion, and another 4 years later after that would become the first man to win a second Olympic gold at the distance. Arriving in Amsterdam for the 1928 Olympics and defending his 800-metre title, the newly qualified barrister was ideally placed all the way in the final. And on that final bend, Lowe accelerated away to win by a full second, an Olympic and a British record time of 1 minute 51.8. Lowe's last race, though, was in 1928, and it proved a fitting finale to a glittering career, as he defeated the German Pelzer in a British record time of 1 minute 52.2, and that was in the Germans' backyard of Berlin. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to ask Peter Crawshaw from Douglas Lowe's Athletic Club Achilles and Andy Barber, who was a winner of the 800 metres in the varsity match, to come and collect the trophy, please. Now, we managed to catch up with Fatima to record her acceptance speech into the Hall of Fame in the weeks leading up to tonight. So let's have a look at it now.
Well, look at that. That's fantastic. I would just like to say a big thank you to everybody that voted for me in any case, and I'm really sorry that I can't be there on your special evening. So have a great night. Thank you very much. I feel honoured and privileged, and here's to many more of us. Thank you.
Please welcome onto the stage to accept his father's induction trophy, Terence Whitlock.
Proud, of course, to collect this. Yeah, I'm sure my father would have been just as proud as well. Really proud.
One big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to the class of 2012. So we're going to tie up the evening now, ladies and gentlemen, and to finish things off, I'd like to invite the New England Athletics Chairman, Peter King.
I'd just like to wish all the athletes, all the coaches, and all the volunteers the best of success in the next 12 months, and I look forward to meeting you all here again next year. Thank you very much.
Have a good rest of the evening, and we all look forward to seeing you in 2013. Good night.
I think it was a very successful evening. It's a great privilege for me to be in the company of such legends of our sport, and I think everybody has really enjoyed what we've done here. I think it's a tremendous success. People sitting all around me were saying what a wonderful evening it was, and I think next year we'll go on to perhaps bigger and better things, and I look forward to that in 12 months' time.